All right, what's up, guys? We're live, another episode of the High Stakes Deals podcast, and we got a full house today.
Woo! Woo.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So Clooney and I are joined by two really special dudes in the real estate industry. We got Fernando Crisantos, commercial real estate broker, and we've got the luxury single-family legend, Michael Mena.
Yep.
And we're going to drop some bombs today.
Yep.
Let's go.
And before we start, Brandon, let's go back to our traditional toast. Just to kick it off. What do you say about that, you guys?
Yeah, let's
Okay. Why not?
All right. Now I just got
5 o'clock somewhere.
I love how as soon as I finished 70.
Say again. Oh, pop a little closer to the mic. Okay, you got it.
Come on,
Corey.
let's hear it. Let's go.
Just give me a sec. It's probably gonna be.
It's gonna pop in your shirt.
Yeah, I know.
You ever open one of those?
I might have to stand up, Corey.
You got this.
Let's go, Clooney.
Why is it not working?
You want some help? Someone must have super glued this. Must be a joke. Yeah. Yeah.
Careful what you
Like,
put
this is
in.
gonna like backspray all of us in a minute.
Why is it?
Well, for those listening and can't see the screen, he's trying to open this, but wow, it's a hell of
You might have to do it, Brandon.
a cork.
All right.
You got this. Let's go.
Come on, bro. Put some muscle into it.
Little elbow grease.
Oh yeah. Now this so I can look bad too. All right.
There it goes. Woo!
Shit.
Wow.
How'd you do the honors,
That
bro?
was a good one.
Yeah, we got it.
That was a good one.
Just a little.
Oh, that's the good stuff, too.
So guys, while
Rosé.
he's pouring the, I know we're gonna do a little toast here. First of all, thank you for coming up from Orange
Yeah.
County. Appreciate
yeah,
it.
thanks for having us,
We
guys.
know it's always a little crazy, fighting the 405. Or where'd you guys come? 405, 5?
405,
5.
5.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have carpooled though.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did carpool.
We did
Okay.
carpool, yeah.
Man,
for you.
not bad.
Yeah.
So, okay, go ahead. Let's do the toast here.
Toast. Hey,
Cheers,
thanks
boys.
For coming
Thanks for
on.
coming on. Appreciate it,
Success.
guys.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks for
Dropping
having
bombs.
us. Thank you.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
It's really good.
Well, one of our first guests said to, if you get champagne, get the rosé. I guess it goes down smoother. So
Is it a sparkling one or is it actual
is sparkling,
champagne?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mom.
yeah,
Champagne,
yeah, it was semi-expensive.
That's why we keep Greg around, because he's always getting Fritos, champagne,
Yeah.
waters for everybody. He's like Mr. Thoughtful guy. I never knew that. We started doing podcasts, and all of a sudden he's like,
I got to carry my weight too.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of thoughtful, I wanted to shamelessly plug something I got for you guys here.
man, look at that.
look at that.
Hey,
I
Greg.
for bad now.
Wow,
for me as
Wow,
well.
thank you guys, by the way.
what do we got here? First of all, bad wax.
Bad wax.
Nice.
Nice. Open it up, bro. Let's check
Hand-poured
it out.
candles. If you open the top part,
Oh, right here.
the
Oh,
It's like
here we
a
go.
champagne bottle all over again.
Yeah.
the packaging's a little secure
Wow.
for shipping, so it doesn't break. And,
Oh, bad wax cast.
So, Fernando, what is?
candles.
Are these your products? A business you're invested in that you own, or what are these?
Bad Wax is a company that I own.
Okay.
They're hand-poured candles made in Orange County with premium fragrances. And what makes this a little different is that we kind of have quirky, funny, and appropriate names.
Really?
And we have a couple
Oh
trademarks.
my
so
God.
What's this one?
Boss bitch.
Boss bitch. Let's go.
Sorry. Perfect.
So,
That is.
so we actually own the trademark for Boss Bitch. So we're the only company that can put Boss
Bitch on a candle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
Amazing.
So,
Wow.
so why a candle? I mean, you're a real estate guy. It seems super random. What made you jump into candles?
Super random.
Yeah.
During COVID, I just got bored, and an ex-girlfriend of mine, we were just bored making trying to find activities to do. We started making candles, and before you know it,
Wow.
I'm buying 10 pallets of candle containers from Alibaba and going to a American wax maker and getting a custom wax made and mixing fragrances. And shout out to one of my friends. They own a company called Suavecito Pomade. They're letting me store a lot of my products there. We've done a lot of transactions. They're great guys.
By the way,
It's a pleasure.
Fernando, great packaging. I mean, look at this. This
I
is,
feel like you better go on Shark Tank now. I mean, after what you put. What have your sales been, Fernando? Come on.
yeah, what it says.
Undisclosed.
Don't come in too high on a high valuation. You know?
Right?
They hate that.
That's the worst.
Mr.
royalties.
Wonderful.
What's this, Greg?
This looks like probably the tray.
Yeah, it's a little tray
Yeah.
to
Oh,
place
wow.
it on.
Yeah, let's put that out there.
Yeah. And this is our magazine and old books set. I don't know if you remember like just flipping through magazines and you would smell like that smell of like all the perfumes and colognes combined.
Yeah.
That's like a scent that I kind of.
That's what that scent is right there.
And then we got
Smells
one more,
great. Wow.
one more thing here.
Nostalgic.
Why did I should have opened it first.
So Fernando, where are these actually made?
They're made in Orange County, California.
Oh, they're made in. So you have like a facility or a packer or someone that does everything there?
We have a facility. It's all done in-house.
Wow.
Hand poured wooden wick, so it crackles a little bit. It's pretty
Man.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, this is so cool.
There's attention to detail over here. You should be in the candle
Here,
business. Good job.
Put this on the tray when you're done looking at it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Like-
extinguisher.
Put my candle out.
Yeah.
There you go.
So fancy.
Surgery has started, Brandon. You know.
Scalpel.
Yeah,
Thank you,
scalpel.
doctor.
And people don't know, but you're supposed to trim your wick every single time you light your candle.
I hate when I forget to trim my wick. You know,
That is
comes
really
around every
cool.
so
Hey,
so
Fernando,
fast every time.
Thank you for that. That's really
No,
thoughtful.
honestly, yeah, this is great, man. Really
Yeah.
cool stuff. I'm excited to try it out.
Thank you. Hope you guys enjoy
Man.
it. Yeah.
Man, all right.
Yeah.
So okay, zooming back out. So we got boss bitch candles going on, build the candle empire.
Yeah.
You're in commercial real estate. You're in high-end luxury residential real estate.
Right.
By the way, how did you guys meet? Have you guys been friends for a while? Been working together for a while?
Yeah, I would say we both met pretty early on in our real estate career. We were actually both in suits at like kind of a divey bar in Costa Mesa. And it
You
was,
must be in real estate.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
What it's called?
What is it called?
Goat Hill?
Oh,
Goat
Goat Hill
Hill.
Tavern?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I think
All the shit on
everybody,
the, doesn't it always have like peanuts and shit on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sawdust. And
Sawdust,
I hate to
yeah.
admit that's where we met. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what? It was a mixer or what? It was just
No, it was just yeah. I think it was. There might have been a mixer or something across the street.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember exactly.
Yeah, we were both wearing suits for some reason. I think we had just like both kind of started in the real estate
That's
industry.
funny.
And
What year was that,
You're like-
man?
Oh shoot.
It was probably around like 2015.
2015.
Because you got in 2014, right?
Yeah.
And then what about you, Fernando?
About 2014,
Okay.
2015
About
as
the
well.
same.
Yeah, right out of college. I didn't even take any internships or anything. Just went straight to this. But yeah, we met there and we had a couple pints. And it's hard to make male friends, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
It kind of
that
feels
big-
awkward sometimes,
it makes
right?
it a little awkward.
Like, so should we hang out or something?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah,
so, like, after-
you like the same kind of shit I like, or what?
Yeah, that's so true.
I was calling him after. I'm like, you wanna do this again?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
think
yeah, for a date.
Literally almost
Yeah.
spit out my champagne there.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we just kind of kept hanging out, and fast forward, how many years it's been, we're doing something together with
Yeah.
the real estate mixers and from the ground up and
Yeah.
Mythos Real Estate.
That's really interesting because like it's like that whole thing like opportunity exists everywhere.
So
You know what I mean? You just never know. Like
Yeah.
this encounter that you had. Look at what it's
It's flourished.
flourished to. So you just never know. But do everything you can.
Right? Well, I mean, I agree. It's like sometimes people go through life and their eyes are kind of closed, even though they're open. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know, you're just in the. And by the way, we're all guilty at times. You're on the hamster wheel. You're trying to make money. You're doing whatever you're doing. But some of the best things that have ever happened to me have been that same type thing,
Right.
like almost a chance encounter,
Yeah.
right place, right time. But I had my eyes and ears open. I was ready to, receive that opportunity.
I agree.
Yeah, and sometimes like kind of like opening yourself up for the ability to like kind of work with people. I feel like sometimes like everyone's trying to build their own personal brand.
Yeah.
And I was telling Michael with what we're starting, it's like if we just combine all of our resources, we're gonna get a lot further. Like a pack of wolves goes further than like a lone wolf.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just refreshing our minds to not even to say we're egotistical or anything, but just to be a little more like
Open-minded.
community driven.
Yeah.
Right.
And just kind of
Collaboration.
collaborate.
Yeah.
So for the audience, what are you guys actually doing on the event space? Because we just went to one of your events and it was badass.
That
I
was
must say.
really-
So
Yeah,
break
that
it
was a
down.
lot
What
of
are you
fun.
doing? Why events? Why do you believe in them? What's the whole goal with that?
I'll let
Sure.
Michael kind of speak a little bit on that.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we had a great event at the listing. I have a 552 Seaward Drive in Corona del Mar.
Beautiful property. What is that bad boy listed at right now?
17.9 million.
Ooh, 17.9 million. You guys heard right, and that is a
Right.
beautiful house.
Right.
I didn't want to leave, but he was getting ready to call security. So
Thank you guys for
I
coming
think you
out. By
did,
the way.
Brandon.
Thank you guys for leaving.
exactly. Appreciate you guys getting the hell out of my $18 million listing.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it was just a good opportunity where we were able to have people over. So the first one we did was a OC Fashion Week. I didn't get to, invite as many clients or partners into that one. So I kind of had the idea and told Fernando about it. I was like, why don't we do kind of like a real estate mixer at this, this venue? I think we could at least do 1 or 2 more events. You know, the owner is pretty open to it for exposure. So, you know,
we sat at the table at the house and we're coming up with names. Like, what should we call it? Let's call it something.
Yeah.
And we're like, we had like 4 different names that were kind of cheesy. To be fair, Real Estate Mixers sounded cheesy, but the website domain was available.
Oh.
Well, and it's on the note. It's still just like, that's what it is.
It is
The real
what
estate
it is.
mixers,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Why
Keeping
make
it
it some
simple.
elaborate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we put the website together. We put the pictures. We repurposed the videos that he had made from OC Fashion Week, and we recorded like ourselves being super cheesy. Like, and we saw the video.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's great.
I love those kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious.
Walking
And,
around with a robe around the pool area. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
we put a little, couple $100 in ads, like just for Instagram ads. Post the video, and it, got like over 15,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was great. We stayed till like 8 o'clock. I mean, I think it started at 5.
Yeah.
We were leaving at 8, and people were still coming.
Right.
Well, and it had a vibe from the second we pulled
Yeah.
up. I got there and it was like, I see Lambo, G-Wagon, Ferrari, all this shit, like beautiful cars right out front.
Yeah.
I could hear people in the back going crazy. Of course, I'm standing in front of an $18 million, pad. It's beautiful, great neighborhood. And as soon as I walked in, I mean, you guys did it perfectly. I mean, in my opinion, the food was good. The drinks were flowing,
And listen,
you had a guy singing Frank Sinatra for
I
crying
was
out
just
loud.
saying, yeah.
Shout out Rick Lobos.
Let's go, Rick Lobos. This guy's like Mr. Rat Pack, dude. I was just like, he's like, do you mind if I sing a tune real quick? And I was like, wow, this guy's good.
He was great.
And I think we were shocked too, like how it came together pretty quickly. I mean, we probably had less than 2 weeks planned
To plan it?
but we set the date and we're like, let's just do this. And before we knew it, a lot of people started kind of gravitating towards us.
Yeah.
And
How many people went?
I think it was about like 70, 75, but they weren't all there at once. Such a big house. I think at certain times it kind of felt like a little bit.
You put 1,000 people in that house, you probably still wouldn't bump into
for
everybody
sure.
twice, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was about 75 people. You could probably, for OC Fashion Week, I think they had like 150, 200.
Wow.
So it's a pretty
That's
big
cool.
yard.
We were kind of chatting with people that, like our families and friends and people in the industry, and they were kind of scared for us. They're like, the liability, and
True.
Really?
we just took the risk.
You mean as far as if
Something
Greg
ha-
twists his ankle down the stairs and is like, I'm suing you guys now.
or someone steals something.
Or somebody steals something.
Messes up your
But
client's property.
you had no issues.
We had no issues, and we were very mindful as well. We definitely kept an eye on everything, and we for the most part, we brought people we knew or trusted, or they knew, somebody knew them.
I just think it was an overall success. I was even thinking, like, what is the secret sauce to a nice, successful event? And maybe there isn't just one, because you guys have a good vibe. Like Mike, when I met Mike, Mike's very, mellow and just cool. I don't know. It kind of adds to the the inviting people in and stuff.
I think it was also like a purpose. I mean, I personally had a purpose for it, which to me, I've always wanted to collaborate and kind of like inspire people.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that may be like behind the scenes kind of a driving force. So I felt like a lot of agents that, maybe were struggling in the business were showing up, and people that I could kind of tell, like, we talked about this too. Some people we kind of talked to that we felt like needed a good spark.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
I think
people
this
need that.
could provide that. Yeah.
That's really cool. You guys were able to do that.
Exactly. So I think it was a success from there. And
Yeah, not only to showcase the house as well, because that's the goal. If you sell
Of
that,
course.
that's where the money's at.
yeah, that's a
But
bonus.
So how many of these are you guys planning on throwing? Is it like a monthly thing? Is it every so
Or
often
just
thing?
as it occurs.
It's to be determined, because we don't want to dilute it either
Right.
by just having one every month.
Yeah.
It takes away from the umph.
Yeah.
But we are planning one in December, definitely. We actually got a listing out of the event.
Right.
Oh,
Really?
you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good for you.
somebody that came to the event at the $18 million place.
They saw the
beautiful.
value.
They
Yeah.
saw what
Such a
you guys
good
were
time.
doing to get
Yeah.
70 people there and
Yeah.
showcasing this beautiful property.
So-
And they said, hey,
Yeah.
I want you to list.
Yeah, so it was a past client of mine.
Yeah.
I kind of already knew he was building
teed
a
'em up.
property.
But that sealed the deal.
It sealed the deal, and it
Nice.
was a house that, funny enough, he told me he was building to live in. And it was funny how that kind of changed. He's like, you know what? I want to do this at my event or at my property that we're building.
Yeah.
And, we could do it at the harbor. It's a home on the harbor. He's like, we could do a, Christmas parade. There's a boat. So
wow.
kind of started
Right on
getting
the
him
water or what?
excited.
Or
yeah,
in there?
right on the water. Yeah, Trinidad Island.
Wow.
Yeah,
What's that
so-
bad boy going to be?
$8 million. It's a
Okay.
5,000 square foot home. Has a great theater. Comes with a dock.
Dude, $8 million to be
Yeah.
on the water in Newport?
Yeah, and it's a main. Oh, Huntington.
Oh, Huntington.
Huntington.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Huntington Harbor. Okay.
Yeah, but it's
Gotcha.
like the main channel.
By the
so-
way, but Trinidad Island is beautiful, I've
It
heard,
is
right?
beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, it's 'cause not too far from where Z's listing was, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's
Wow.
actually a little
That's
clip
awesome.
on the Real Estate Mixers Instagram, kind of like showcasing the interior. It's gorgeous.
Of that house.
Of
Nice.
that house,
Yeah. Well,
it's
that's
still being completed, but it's like the rendering.
Really?
So, yeah, we're showing.
Yeah.
that.
So what? They have a dock, I assume.
Yep.
And then how big of a boat could they fit there, or a yacht?
It's a 35-foot
35er.
dock.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
Yeah, right around there.
I feel like that's the ultimate, like
I think
the
so.
ultimate power move. Like
Yeah.
roll your boat up to, you know,
Right in
put
front
your
of
boat
your
up.
house.
I don't know. I'm not a boat guy, guys. Like, but
Yeah.
park the yacht in front of your house. Like that's pretty badass.
a lot of people
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of people are both.
So is there another goal at the mixers to monetize them and make money? Or is it more just to showcase listings, get more business, push your personal brands? I mean, what's the...
I think it's a little bit of everything, but I see the big thing is definitely marketing our listings, potentially even marketing listings of other agents that want to collaborate with us.
Yeah.
And something that I'm seeing too is like being able to partner with like a foundation. So I started kind of talking to some neighbors and, kind of met somebody that wants to do very similar type of event.
You meant for the police department?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
that's kind of like still developing, not sure 100%, how it's going to work out, but it's pretty exciting that we're tapping into a whole different.
Yeah, we're definitely very open, and that's one thing. As we're discussing, we're kind of open to kind of hear what the universe and people that want to collaborate want to have to say.
Right.
We are starting a from the ground up kind of calling event.
You were
we
telling
talked
me
about.
that. Yeah.
So I think right now it's just getting people excited, getting them to know us, and us getting to know them, and bringing in some really, really good people that I think like people like business owners that come to the events could maybe even poach and have as their employees at some point.
Right.
It's just I guess that's how networking works, right?
Yeah.
So how important would you say then, I think I know the answer, but how important is it today in 2024, almost 2025, for people to be out there marketing, branding, be on social media, putting events together, doing podcasts? I mean, it used to be, even when we got into the business, right? It was kind of a little bit more like, bust some cold calls, do some open houses. But now it's like, if you're not out there, you're not breaking through the noise. Like, how important is that?
The game has changed. We're chatting outside a little bit, and we were saying that, especially now when things are a little bit interesting and weird, you have to work 10 times harder. You have to work 10 times harder to get the same results you got 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also we have this platform. I think it's almost like responsibility. I kind of had this thought earlier today, but like we have the responsibility to make our voices heard. And if we have something to share with people, there's absolutely no excuses. Like you said, with podcasts, with Instagram, YouTube, if you have something that you could share with people, I think it's like literally your responsibility, and it's
because if not, you're almost being selfish, right?
Exactly. You can't keep it all to yourself, right? Exactly.
How about mindset? Because I know that's important to you. Something you had mentioned. You've been a big mindset guy to break through some barriers like the rest of us, but it sounds like you broke through a few. And
definitely,
why don't you break that down a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I was just kind of grew up. My family's from Egypt and kind of had like a pretty lowly lifestyle in Egypt. So, coming here, they had to start from the bottom, if you will. And, they were definitely not supportive of real estate and entrepreneurship. They were my dad's always been like, what kind of salary do you have?
Yeah.
I'm like, unfortunately, I don't have one of those.
He's like, commission? What are you doing with your life?
Exactly, yeah. So
you're dead to me, son.
Right, basically, yeah.
What does he do?
He's a physician.
Okay, wow. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You take a doctor dad who's old school, of course. He's going to be like, what the hell is real estate?
Right.
But I assume that was early on, right? I mean,
it was early on, but also I would say like just a little bit of social anxiety through the years, especially when I was like through high school.
Yeah.
I kind of broke out of that in college, but trying to do real estate, I think that was also something I really had to just tap into self-development when I got into real estate. And I think that's what allowed me to actually still be, alive and kicking in the business. So I think that's a huge thing that I also want to, be able to like lead and inspire people is just like really work on your mindset.
Yeah. So those days that we all know any business owner, entrepreneur has, whether you're making badass candles, boss bitch candles, or you're out there trying to get real estate listings. So we all have those days where we feel like giving up or not showing up or whatever it might be, but you got to push through it, right?
Exactly.
That's what you're saying. You got to push through it. You got to show up. It's okay to ask for help. You got to go.
We were talking before, like a team. If you have a team, maybe if Fernando's got a bad day and Mike is having a good day, and it kind of osmosis. You kind of pick up on that vibe and you keep going.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, like I didn't want to make calls yesterday, but I decided to gather everybody together. And after 30 minutes, everyone's kind of on the same vibration. It's kind of cool.
Dude, I love that. So what you guys went to your office and just set up?
We actually went to Play Coffee. It's like a little office. It's one of my clients. The space they have next to it, Play Coffee is for lease. And if you haven't had Play
Almost
Coffee.
like a WeWork or something?
No, it's
Oh
just.
no, it's a coffee shop.
Yeah,
okay. I thought.
shop
Oh,
there.
you okay?
Yeah, there's like a little extra room there, and if you haven't had Play Coffee, it's amazing. Amazing coffee.
The coffee is amazing.
The coffee's amazing. It's instead
wow.
of like South African, South American kind of beans they import from Europe and like European roasters. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
But we have like a little space there. Alec, my partner that I'm working with as well, and Kalista, who Mike's been working with. Yeah, it's just we don't even really know each other that well. We're just kind of getting.
But everybody's Now, do you guys work specifically on on a real estate team or at the same brokerage, or are you guys different brokerages altogether, residential, commercial? But again, you're doing all kinds of things.
Yeah, different brokerages.
Different
Different
brokerages.
You're just trying to solicit deals and bring them in.
Yeah, I think we're working on collaborating more,
Yeah.
and trying to see if there's a way we could work together.
Cross over some
Yeah.
synergy because someone who might be
Yeah.
buying an $18 million
Exactly.
property
Right.
probably has a business and needs to lease a
Commercial
warehouse or
listings,
sell
yeah.
a building. I mean,
Right.
it's very similar when you get to,
Right.
especially when you get into the high end.
Exactly.
And it's just more about like the energy and the frequencies and just really being like excited about it.
Yeah.
Because we'll be cold calling. They're calling expired listings, and I'm calling gas
Yeah.
stations. Like
Yeah.
but it's just having the energy around you. It's the same
It
call.
really matters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's that
different,
across the phone. It's that non-verbal or physical, but it
Well, you
comes
do a lot
across.
of cold call. I mean, that's what Greg. He's
Yeah.
kind of the opener.
I
I'm
was-
kind of
well,
the closer for our team. So he spends a lot of time, and I hear him in his
Listen,
office.
I mean,
He's
I
like,
I was going to ask you guys,
"Bum,
like, how much do you guys cold call?
Yeah,
he cold calls a lot.
quite a bit.
Me,
and-
not as much. I'm kind of more strategic, working on closing deals, stuff we have in the pipipeline.
But
Greg's
I was
very much so.
I was talking to Mike and Fernando outside before, and I think it's just like, I don't even you don't even think about it. You know what the goal is, and if you don't have and Mike, you even said it. Don't overthink it. You know what I mean? You're just really there to have a conversation.
He's gotten his fourth F off by 9
Yeah.
a.m. and it's just normal. It's just like
I go
whatever.
have my coffee, and
Greg, I'm on the do not call list.
Yeah, I mean, it is an unnatural conversation that you're having with someone. To kind of make it natural,
Yeah,
I think is a skill.
Oh, Fernando, I totally agree with you. That well said.
Yeah.
You're making an unnatural, awkward conversation kind of normal.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I mean? You're talking about their real estate. Well,
So let me ask you: when you guys are cold calling, do you say your company name, or do you say your full name?
See, when I would be cold calling, not normally, because I think the mistake is to be like, oh, I'm Brandon Locascio with Skymark Real Estate Group, and I'm a this, and I'm a that.
Yeah.
They're like, dude,
Yeah.
I've already hung up twice on you. Why do I still hear your voice?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it's better to just be like, hey, it's Brandon, I'm calling about this, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's got to be some kind of that's me anyway. I don't know how you guys do
You're
it,
right.
but-
No, good question, Fernando. Because I listen to people and people solicit and call me and like you're done with them after the first 30 seconds because they haven't
even
stopped
that, yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or like they already hung up and you're still talking.
yeah. Why, what are you seeing as more successful, or how are you doing it?
Yeah. So from what I've learned is like there's certain things you avoid. Like there's words you avoid. Like you never say the word sell. You never say the word buy.
Right.
Because people are just gonna naturally just want to
Or list.
Right.
I want to
Yeah.
talk to you about listing your property.
or even sometimes help. Like I've seen people that are new in the industry. Like, hey, like do you need any help with like your real estate needs? Like,
Yeah.
it's so broad in general.
By the way,
Yeah.
especially yes and no. They're like, no, I do not. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a free one because we are doing like cold calling coaching. This is a free one. The best thing that I've said is, would you entertain an offer? So you call and you say, I have a buyer.
Now you're bringing them something, by the way. You're leading with some value.
Exactly.
potentially.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you know somebody that has a buyer for this property. And if the property's priced right, someone's a buyer that you know.
Yeah.
So you come in, you say, I have this 1031 exchange buyer or whatever. Would you entertain an offer on the property?
Yeah.
You shut up.
Boom.
Yeah. No,
And
I
that's-
think I
yeah.
I use that a lot. I say that a lot, and I think the word
I think
entertaining.
you just stole it from Fernando.
No, but by the way, that took me like 10 years to figure out.
Oh, it
so
did?
that's a free one, guys.
There we go, guys.
To our studio audience. That's good.
Where do you guys think the market's going? I mean, commercial, residential perspective. What do you guys think? That's a loaded question.
Get your crystal ball.
By the way, maybe
Mike,
you don't
get your
care.
crystal ball.
Maybe you don't really care to some degree, right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe your point is to keep your head down and do your thing. But I
Yeah.
mean, clients are
Yeah.
asking you, I'm
I mean,
sure,
I
like,
think-
good time to sell.
Well,
good time to
you
buy.
You know what? Let's
Let's
make a prediction.
Yeah.
Make a prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I was
What's
talking
your
to you
level?
guys. Yeah, I think it's been pretty slow as far as like if you're overpricing a property. So I think right now, definitely, it's a very pivotal time where it needs to be priced well.
Yeah.
As far as where it's headed, I mean, I think we should be on like another upswing. That's how I'm seeing it. I think.
You think why? Because inventory's tight, rates are coming down finally.
Like more pent up demand, kind of similar to like when 2020, when things kind of were shut down a little bit. I feel like it's a little similar where hopefully 2025 will be more promising for certain reasons and.
Exactly.
I mean, we're busy, but we would like to be busier, please.
Exactly.
And we love low interest rates.
Exactly.
We love better appreciation.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think things are heading in that direction.
Right.
It has been a little weird. The market's been a little fickle. Buyers have really been kind of tepid to jump in at the right price. Again, everything is maybe a function of the price right now, ever more so. But
and it's almost election time.
Yeah.
So not to make it political, but that definitely will take a factor, at least in the business world.
Yeah.
You're saying people on either side, everybody kind of like stops a little bit as it gets closer?
I don't know. Just obviously there's both parties endorse different policies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that will take an effect.
Have effect,
the way that you look at it.
And the holidays are coming up. It's always
Yeah.
I've also heard people are like half the country's gonna move.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Either way,
Right.
yeah, which might be good for real estate. Hey, I'll get listings here. Okay. Whoever gets in, I'm getting
Get
some
ready,
listings.
you guys.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yeah. But I think you're right. Like we were talking before, even you've got multiple businesses, and I'm not saying have 10, but everything matters, and you have multiple things going on, and you don't think about negative, positive, just keep going. Like you guys have this call center thing coming. I think that's fantastic. So all this is opportunity.
I guess it is a call center.
I was gonna say, you guys building a big call center or what?
I'll call it a mentorship.
You'll have an office
coaching.
on one side. They're building candles, on the other side they're calling. It's a call center, right? And they got a media room right in the middle, for podcasting.
Well, even with that business, like you have to call to get into stores and accounts. So it's
all similar.
If you can learn how to cold call, you can sell anything
to anyone.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask you, Fernando, I want to ask, as far as resiliency, do you think that commercial is a little bit more resilient as far as like buildings are always being sold, it's more on the business side? Or do you think it's the opposite that actually slows down harder and faster than like the high-end luxury market would?
I think it's going to be a little more variable on the commercial side just because you have so many different asset classes.
Right.
You have apartments, you have gas stations. Industrial. So they all kind of, although they do fluctuate with the market, they have their own their own pulse.
Yeah.
So for example, gas stations.
You were mentioning you were working with one of your
I feel
colleagues.
like gas stations are always going to do well because who the hell doesn't? I mean, I feel like there's only so many of them.
Yeah,
and they all make money, right? For the most part.
Yep.
Even if we go full electric, they're in ideal locations. They're on the corners of streets.
Yeah.
So even they're going to become Tesla chargers at some point.
Yeah.
True.
Can you imagine? Just everything's electric.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Like I listen. I like electric cars, but I still like gas cars too. Of
course,
and that might sound a little selfish, but But by the way, first time I was in a Tesla, I was very impressed. Of course, how can you not be? It's a fucking amazing car.
No gears.
And they're really fast. I never knew they were that fast. Actually, when you get in, I was like, I'm driving the AMG around, like, fuck you, Tesla. And then I get in the Tesla, I'm like, damn, this thing is smoking me. I got to get a big head start.
It's good.
They're fast.
It's good to have options. You have to have options, but don't mandate one or the other. Let's just let's have options.
I agree.
And it helps everybody, I think.
The smell of gas though, just like I love the smell of gas.
Me too.
You're just over there just huffing gas.
It's like
at his desk. Where'd
manly
Fernando
thing.
go? Wasn't he making his cold call?
He's sniffing gas again.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
So you got the event coming up in December. What else you guys got planned? Any other big media pushes, business pushes? You guys are making the podcast tours right now. By the way, Corey, it might be a good time. You want to jump on? I see you're grabbing the mic. You want to ask a couple questions?
Oh, I always got a question.
Oh, let's go, Corey.
Here's something I want to know how someone goes from like selling like $250,000 houses, $300,000
Good question, Corey.
to $18 million.
Yeah.
I love that you asked that.
Yeah.
Because we had this conversation.
How many people are wondering that in the audience right now? Probably a ton.
Good question, Corey.
And the first thing is mindset. We had this conversation with one of our people, Callista, that was training with us yesterday. She was calling like condos and like lower priced properties.
Yeah.
And we were like, why are you calling on that? It's just as much work to call a $10 million house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But see, I'll jump in right there. I think a lot of people, from a realtor standpoint, they assume that calling the guy on the $10 million house, he's going to be like, who the hell? How dare you even call me? Like he's got 3 attorneys and he already has an established real estate broker that he's done a lot of business with.
Right.
And unless your face is on the bus around town, you're not going to, I don't know, right? So I think people build that up. So you saying that's
like
a
mental
fallacy
block,
a lot.
Mental block.
Mental block.
People have, but to be fair, you can look at it the other way. Like, he's not getting called as much for that same reason.
Yeah.
Right. So you're probably more likely to make a connect with him and build a relationship. And a lot of time, like I've said this before, people want to help you. People really want to help you. And if you're just sincere and honest and have good intentions, I think for the most part, you'll get far just trying, just showing up.
Maybe like the hot chick that everybody assumes has like 14 date offers, but nobody's talking to her,
Nobody's
nobody's
like her.
intimidated,
Yeah.
or the hot guy, whatever, you know. But someone's just like, I'm not gonna.
Brand,
No-
I
no
guarantee
one
you,
talks
Shoot
to
me
me.
down as soon as I look at her.
No one
doing?
talks to me.
And Brandon was calling those chicks, I guarantee, when he was younger.
I'll add to it as well. I think it's also like who you surround yourself with, which I think is partly real estate mixers for me as well, is like going to these events, surrounding yourself with other successful agents that are doing it, doing high end, and just realizing they're literally just as talented as I am.
Yeah.
Like, what about them allows them to do luxury? You know,
Not you.
and there is this stigma in luxury that like a lot of people don't want to help others. So I think that's another thing that I'm trying to also break is that like I want to share this with the newer agents, you know, versus kind of like, oh, you guys stay in the lower end. So I think it's, you know, it's all about who you surround yourself with. And
Yeah, like mindset is contagious.
Exactly.
Whether
Yeah.
it's good or bad.
right.
Yeah.
You know.
If you overcome that, you can just, sky's the limit.
Right.
Yeah, and part of that is just transplanting yourself into a better environment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, a good team around you, everybody positive. Yeah, I love the fact sharing more and collaborating more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're, trying to do too.
Exactly.
Same
I think
thing.
also being authentic, because I've
Yeah.
noticed that there's a lot of agents that are just trying to fake it till they make it, if
Yeah.
they will.
Right.
Which I think that doesn't help you at all.
Yeah.
So I think it's more like, no, you actually have to become the person that's going to be able to help those types of clients.
And it's
Yeah.
okay to be humble and be yourself.
100%.
Like, we all started somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's.
We can't let it go flat.
Any other question, Corey?
Oh, I got them for days.
Oh, you got.
So AI notoriously is known for coming for like blue collar jobs, right? And so it's coming into creative fields. It's bulldozing its way through. How is AI affecting the real estate side of things?
Yeah.
Is
a
AI
good question.
coming for your jobs? Are your jobs safe?
No,
Is it,
we're not safe.
Oh, geez.
Or like, are there tools that you're using? How is AI technology kind of like helping?
I think you have to adopt it right now. That's what I'm seeing from a lot of the partners is there's so many ways you can adopt it and work with AI.
Yeah.
I think if you're just rejecting it, kind of like some, realtors don't want to do video, they don't want to do podcasts, they don't want to do all these things, and they're kind of just scared of it.
Yeah.
I think if you adopt it and kind of utilize it, that's the best way to not get left behind.
Yeah.
Is it going to replace us? Maybe in some ways, but I think it's probably also a mindset thing. You just got to see how to work with AI and really like make our jobs easier.
I don't know, with a Tesla Neuralink and cyborg
yeah.
arm.
These robots rolling around. I mean,
We're just
I've
gonna
thought
be
of like
robots.
50
We're gonna be-
things.
yeah.
I'm driving my wife crazy. I've thought of like 50 things I can have this thing do now around the house. I'm like,
Really?
we got to get one of these things.
Oh, wow.
Well, they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know when he's going to actually start producing them if he is, but anyway.
Yeah,
Little
so-
tangent there, but
so-
yeah, robots. You made me
I
think
saw
about-
I saw the robot one that'll cut your grass. It cuts your grass.
do everything.
Cook your food. So to answer your question, I think AI will take over because we will become AI.
Will it be able to I feel is the future of home buying like you should be able to buy a house on the internet? Like I should.
They already have platforms
that's a
like
good
that.
point.
They have
Yeah.
platforms
Yeah,
like
kind of.
that.
To some degree, they do, yeah.
But you still need people to kind of put the pieces together to broker the deals.
Yeah.
And I think there will always be brokers.
Yeah.
There will always be brokers,
I
even
agree.
if there's a platform that does it.
People want to be handheld during the transaction.
But they might make it illegal to get
Illegal?
like commissions or something. 'cause,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They're
Oh,
already
geez,
restricting
Fernando,
commissions.
you're really doom and gloom over here.
Yeah, no.
I'm retiring.
If you look at this commission lawsuit, I'm not trying to get legal or if they're like slander or anything, but they're kind of making it harder and they're making it easier for platforms to come in
Yeah.
and kind of pave the way to be the broker that like advertises
Yeah.
the properties.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, listen, let's be honest. The big thing with this commission lawsuit was that realtors are overpaid. I mean, it was kind of the underlying tone anyway. It was
Yeah.
like, why should a seller be locked into paying all these fees?
These are just my opinions, by the way. I don't want to get you guys in trouble. or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
You know,
Hey,
obviously,
don't scare the audience, man. No, it's good. I mean, listen, it could happen. You know.
Yeah, something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So scary, but
I see it as an opportunity. I mean, I think there's a lot of real estate agents I know that were super scared of it, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
agents I'm speaking with, they're like, now we're actually getting paid more. because we didn't really negotiate as a buyer before, but now we could really
You
show
can
our
negotiate it, yeah.
Because we are really like helping you buy such an expensive asset. Like
Yeah.
you need somebody to guide you through that process.
You do.
Good way to
I
look
mean,
at it.
listen, some of the transactions are, I don't know, 50% of them, they're pretty easy. But the other
Exactly.
50%, they're a little scary. You know,
I hope 50% are easy because
Well.
it feels like sometimes it's but yeah,
100%.
good point,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
How does commercial real estate differ from like? How does commercial real estate? Is it like longer times and like escrow? I'm learning new words.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good, Corey. That's good.
Yeah.
Great question, man.
You've been watching our podcast.
It can be different. It could also be similar if you have a shorter escrow. But the most important part, I think, it's the people you work with. Like instead of selling someone a kitchen, you're selling someone a cash flow, for example.
Yeah.
Like on, that's one aspect of it. Or
Yeah.
you're selling someone future development potential, ability to create value. So the people you work with are less emotionally attached and more like decision making.
Yeah.
Than,
And Fernando, you know what makes it easier too is, realtors, agents on either side, that they work collaboratively together.
Right.
Like some agents have just the worst attitude, and it just makes the
true.
deal hell.
True.
And then the other guys, are just like, yeah, Greg, we're working together. Let's get it done.
Yeah, it's a scarcity mindset. And you see it all the time when you're calling,
Yeah.
you're working with people. You can tell who is abundant minded and who's like, this
Yeah.
is my deal. Like, I want,
Yeah, so true.
I want all
Yeah.
the commission.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You think generally on the commercial side, the agents are a little bit more professional? A little bit more. And by the way, they could also go the wrong way sometimes when they're a little too buttoned up, a little too stuffy. But I just mean like in residential,
Yeah.
right? We have a lot of great agents and brokers. But you also have a lot of people that try to wing it part-time and sit in their PJs at their coffee table all day long. Their dog's
Right.
here. Like they don't really take it super seriously because it's like,
Yeah.
let's get a real estate license. Whereas I feel like in the commercial, a lot more people are a little bit more like they treat it kind of like a business or a job. Like they go into an office and they try to like have certain hours. I don't know. It feels that way a little bit.
It feels that way. It's
But maybe
it's all an
there's
illusion.
exceptions.
It's all
Yeah.
an illusion.
You're saying they're just as crazy.
We're all the same.
Yeah, just as crazy. Yeah.
It's just as crazy. But I will say that for the most part, the commercial real estate people are a little more, not professional, but there's terminologies you have to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That just,
They
I
gotta
think
be a little
just-
sharper.
It
in a lot
lends
of
itself
cases.
to more professional. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've met some very professional residential
Yeah.
realtors,
No, of course.
so just
Yeah,
it
I
really
would-
just depends.
I would compare it to working with investors. So I work with a lot of investors and developers too, and part of me kind of sees that as like a little bit of commercial because
Yeah,
we're
totally is.
working
Yeah.
all with numbers. There's not as much emotion, like Fernando said, and yeah, it's not it's not about emotion as well. So yeah, there's different aspects.
Do you
to it.
like that part of it more? Like working with those types of
I think
clients?
I do to a certain degree, yeah, because I don't know. I didn't like early on in my career showing like 100 homes, to
Dude,
people.
in the dead heat of summer, like in the dead of summer, it's hot. You're showing 1 million homes,
Yeah.
putting in offers.
Yeah.
It's
A lot
like,
of
look at this
emotion.
wallpaper, and I hate
Yeah.
that sink. And you're just
Right.
like, dude, if I have to see one more sink,
Yeah, like
Right.
it's fine when you're starting, you do like 1 or 3 homes to,
Yeah.
like be invested with the family moving in.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, this is beautiful. But imagine doing 100 deals a year
Yep.
and having to replicate that feeling every time.
Every time.
You have to fake it at some point.
Yeah.
You can't just be that excited
it's like
all the
faking
time.
orgasm. You're faking
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
So true.
This house is so great.
Yeah, I think it's funny,
Wow.
right?
So, are you guys?
Corey,
so-
what do you think, Corey? What else you got from there?
Well, I was going to ask Corey. Sorry, but so how do you define success, Mike? I mean, and there's different avenues of that. Professional, personal. Like everybody wants to have a healthy family and
Right.
happy home and stuff. But professionally,
That's a great question.
Yeah.
For me, it's about purpose. And I think this was like post 2020. I think I made my first like over 200K in a year, and I thought that was success.
Yeah.
But there was just kind of empty feeling that wasn't enough.
Right.
I remember kind of being frustrated by that. I think now it's not. I mean, obviously we want to make as much money as we can, but I think it's about purpose.
Purpose.
And knowing that you're aligned with what you're supposed to do. in
Ooh,
the
I like
world.
that.
So I think
Yeah.
that's how I define success.
Yeah.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
Fernando.
I'm more of an artist kind of type. So for me, it's about enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I've definitely been enjoying what I'm doing a lot more this last year, even though I'm making less money because the market's not what it was 4 or 5 years ago. But I feel more fulfilled, to be fair.
Good.
Just doing fun things and helping people and working with people.
I think you both are similar that way, and that's the vibe that we're getting from you guys.
Yeah.
You know, is that it is about purpose,
I
and it is
feel-
about more
yeah.
than just trying to go out there and make a quick commission.
Yeah.
And I think
Exactly.
it's funny when you approach business and life that way. Actually, more abundance comes.
I
as
agree.
cliche
about
and weird
to
as that
say- I
sounds,
was
it's
about
just
to
how it
say.
is.
Yeah, we're starting
Yeah.
to see that. You know, there was another guest last week. He was the same thing: abundance. A good mindset just attracts.
Yeah. And I definitely had periods where I was making a lot more money because I was chasing it.
Yeah.
I guess in theory, and I didn't like going to work. I didn't like the clients I decided to work with to make money. Like they were clients I didn't want to work with at the end of the day. Just you know,
Does it feel good to be able to tell a client like later sometimes?
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
when like early in your career when you're starting off or any business.
know,
I don't know.
don't
Corey,
leave.
do you tell clients like later?
I now can finally start telling
Yeah.
That's
That
empowering.
feels good.
Yeah,
when you
that's
got to a point in your
empowering.
business where you're just
Yeah.
like, listen, I'm not. It doesn't all revolve around this client. You
You know,
know, later.
and it's nothing to do with them. It's just sometimes people don't drive, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's part of working luxury too. To answer the prior question about like luxury and lower end,
Yeah.
I think it's also the mindset that it is abundance. Like if I don't work with this client, that I could find a better client, and I think you start attracting more the luxury mindset people because
love
at
that.
the end of the day, they're also just a lot of them are just better people that like aren't going to give you as much of a hard time on maybe your commission.
Better people to work with.
Yeah, better people
Yeah,
to work with. You
yeah.
could learn from them. Like one of my clients, his name is Scott, and he's been a mentor of mine.
Shout out to Scott.
Yeah,
He's
so
cool. He's pretty cool. Took us out
yeah,
to
so
lunch.
it's like your clients could be your mentors, could be your friends, and I think that's part of getting into luxury is just like you're attracting those types of
Those types
people
of
as
people.
friends, not just clients.
Yeah.
By the way, it says a lot when you work with a client that they don't beat you up from the second you see them on your commission. Because a lot of people want a commissionectomy. The second you walk into the door, they're
Yeah.
like, how low can I get this guy?
Yeah, maybe that's the difference.
Tell me the
between-
commission.
Yeah,
You
the
know, and
lower
it's like,
end
it's so
stuff
nice.
and the higher end stuff. The lower end people always beat you up, and then the higher end stuff don't give a shit. Just sell it. you know?
Make it
Okay,
happen.
so asking for a friend, how do you guys combat when people are trying to chip at your commission?
Well, I think the easiest one is, listen, if I roll over that fast and give you the deal right now on commission, what am I going to do out there when
Yeah.
someone wants to send
Yeah.
a global offer in your property?
That's a good one.
You know?
Yeah,
That's what I mean,
true.
that's how I usually attack it. Like,
That's a good response to that.
I just say, hold on, talk to Brandon.
yeah, Greg comes to my office and says,
That's a good strategy. You pass the phone.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Hold on.
Hold on, let me talk to my wife.
but Corey,
I'm not
I know you
married,
got something
but-
hot over there.
Okay,
So
popcorn.
we were talking about like success. I
Yeah,
feel
we'll wrap it up here soon.
Particularly on like the commercial side, do you have like a privy to like businesses that are failing or like succeeding, more or less likely to fail or succeed? Or are you like, oh, this shit isn't gonna work?
Like, am I more likely to work with them?
Well, are you more like I want to say like do you have like more access? Can you tell like what businesses are more likely to work? Can you be like, oh, you're gonna get a gas station, that's probably going to be profitable, or it probably isn't, or is that something that maybe you don't really see that much of?
You know, if they're beginning, they're starting, I usually don't ask too many questions because if they're going to buy a $5 million asset, I assume they kind of know what they're doing to some level.
Yeah.
So I guess that question kind of answers itself when you're qualifying them. And qualifying is very important because, again, when people start in the industry, like when I started, I chased this vape shop where I bought my vapes. And
What did they want? By the way, what did they want to do? They wanted to open up new shops.
they didn't. I was just there and I'm like, do you guys want to open up new shops?
So you're pushing them. You should be on every corner. I love these vapes. Yeah.
I planted an idea in their head and
You're like doing a whiteboard, PowerPoint. You're trying to sell.
So you're
I'm
gonna
just
sell
there
more
vaping,
vapes.
looking at you like, what the hell is this?
I literally printed out like some cheesy deck of like
Yeah.
properties and I put like little notepads like on
Your thought was get them excited to expand their business, and they're going to use you as the broker to do all these deals.
To be fair, like they occupied 1,000 square feet and they're going to grow into another 1,000 square foot space.
Yeah.
If they did a 3-year lease, it's $12,000 a year, right, of commission, and I would get paid on the 3-year deal they did. So $36,000, and I would get 5%, 6% of that. So at the end of the day, I'm running around, wasting gas, spending
Like
hours on it.
$1,800 or
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
it was it.
Yeah.
And then I have to split that with the house. And on the commercial
Yeah.
side, commissions are a little heavier because we get
Yeah.
more services. So then I have to split like 50% of that with the house.
Yeah.
And again, you're better off calling bigger deals. So privy, you
Yeah.
start,
Bottom line.
bottom
Yeah.
line. But to be, I guess, like to answer your question, you qualify people, and usually they kind of know what they're doing already.
Yeah.
How many guys are really in LA selling $18 million properties? I feel like
Oh, in LA, yeah.
LA, Orange County,
Is there a bunch of
SoCal.
them? Is it a lot?
Everybody that posted on Instagram.
Everybody goes to somebody else's open house on Instagram.
Yeah.
18 million.
No,
Call me.
Definitely not a lot, and
Yeah.
especially like the real estate TV shows. Like those are most of the time those homes aren't even on the market. They're
Yeah.
just kind of like,
Oppenheimer was over.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't want to like
Yeah.
say bad things about our competition.
He's going
but-
to be on the shit list.
This is a very controversial
Michael
episode.
Mena says.
I mean, I probably said it before.
Definitely thought it if I didn't say it.
Slandering
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So put it in perspective. In coastal Orange County, where you are, right?
Yeah.
There's probably are there 25 top brokers, 20, 50,
Yeah,
100?
I would say probably like 50 to 100 that are in that price point.
Price
Yeah.
point, yeah.
And they say that in California, there's as many real estate licenses as driver licenses.
Yeah.
So that gives you an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 in 70 people have their real estate license.
1 in 70.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that.
It's a joke about the
Probably
cop
less.
asking to see the real estate license because more people have that than the driver's license.
the driver's
Can I see your real estate
license.
license, please?
Right.
and your
That's
insurance.
good. Yeah, and your
Yeah.
insurance.
So there's a lot
Your
of people
E&O
with real
insurance.
estate licenses,
Yeah.
but not a lot that can really like help out a client. Really,
Yeah.
it's just them, especially on that level.
That's good.
And I'm always interested in what you might say to yourself at like the beginning of your career. If you could have a conversation with you at like whenever you started this 22, 24, what would you say to you?
It's a great question.
To the young Michael.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
the young Michael and young Fernando.
I mean, for me, it was there was a lot of self doubt, a lot of doubt from family, a lot of doubt from just everything around me. Kind of felt doubtful. I think it's just really telling yourself that like I see your future
Yeah.
and you're gonna do well. Like sometimes it's almost like I want to give that to other agents too. Like if you can literally speak life into them and say, hey, like you're doing the right thing right
Yeah,
now.
like don't give up. It's okay.
Keep
It will
failing,
work.
keep
Yeah.
failing, keep getting out there, put yourself in uncomfortable situations. It's like going to the gym. You know, the first day you're not seeing a result, but
Right.
10 years
Exactly.
Girls in there
later,
with the headband is like, damn it.
yeah. So it's just like be exhausted with failure and
Yeah.
like put yourself out there. Eventually,
that. Be
you'll do
exhausted.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely a learning curve. You know, you got to get over that hump
Exactly.
first. But I think, yeah, like we were saying before, just get started if you
Yeah.
have a passion for it.
And I was just gonna say, what about also tuning out some of the noise, right? Because like I know when I got
Yeah.
started,
Yeah, that's a
I
big
had
one.
so many people around me, friends, family, that were just like, dude, you're full of shit. You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know this
yeah.
thing. They're taking advantage of you. What you never
Oh,
made
yeah.
anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
all
some.
this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like, dude, really? Like, I'm already having a hard enough time trying to get going. I don't need you in my ear telling me every day
Yeah,
that I should
you-
quit this thing. Like, you know,
You have to be
and you
with a
mentioned
good
about, you know, your
team.
dad, and we've all had people like that, you know.
Yeah, I think a good team, a good mentor. You
Yeah.
gotta see some positive
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah.
By the way, is your dad proud of it? I mean, I'm sure dad's proud
Yeah,
of you. You're
yeah.
killing it. So
Yeah, there's
your
like
dad's
a-
now like, all right.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a text I saved where he's just like, God bless your success. And I felt like
Nice.
that was him
Wow.
kind of
You should
giving me
frame
like
that, dude.
that.
That's
like,
pretty
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Frame it in his room.
Yeah, he has to look at it every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
What about you, Fernando? What do you think about?
Yeah, I think self-positive talk is super important, and I still do it to this day. It's super cheesy, a little embarrassing to say, but when I started, I have videos of like just me kind of like talking to myself before I started my day in my suit, full
in the
full
mirror,
get up.
just like-
you know, I would go to the mirror and I'd be like, "You're lying. Like people want to work with you. You're awesome. You're a collaborator. Just
Good affirmations
Wow.
like that.
you know, like no one's gonna treat you nice. You got to treat yourself nice."
yeah,
That man. That's good.
yeah.
Super embarrassing, but I mean, I've actually heard of other people in other real estate offices that I worked at that kind of like
That did, yeah.
that promoted that.
Did
And so
affirmations and
I
things like
started
that.
doing it,
That's cool.
and it feels weird, but
Yeah.
you know,
Dude, it's all mindset, though. I'm telling you,
is.
it's what it comes
Yeah,
down. We've
it
all
is.
been saying the same thing. It all
Right.
is mindset
Yeah.
to stick with anything, any
Yeah.
candle business, real estate, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I would also
Yeah.
add to one last thing is that like you are going to be lonely at certain points of the mission
Yeah.
or like the path, I should say. So I think that's one specific thing too. Like, cause I think I was so obsessed with like getting my parents' approval,
Yeah.
getting other people's approval. But I think at a certain point, you're just going to have like a really tough path where you just have to be like a lone ranger, if you
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
You think it's okay to have a bad day, bad week?
Absolutely.
Okay to like
Oh,
just
yeah.
let
Yeah.
the moment happen and be like, all right, fuck this, and
Yeah,
then,
and that-
and
yeah.
then come back hard.
Yeah,
Still
and
come
then-
back, but
And-
you don't always have to show up as a hero
Right,
every
you
day
got-
too, right? You can sometimes be like, all right, I just gotta like.
I think
check
the
out
big
for
thing
today.
is too is to
Yeah.
let just somehow disconnect and let those go.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to. A lot. It's hard. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all human, and you
I think
hold
you
on
need,
to
you need those days.
Yeah.
You definitely need those days. And there's been days where I'm like, this day is horrible. But I know that it's in a couple days I'll be just.
You're
fine.
like, it was this morning,
Yeah.
but I knew Clooney was going to have some champagne. I had to get up to LA, drop some bombs on the High Stakes Deals podcast.
It's not a bad Wednesday. It's not a bad.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
It's not bad,
Thing-
right? I think
thing to
Clooney's
do.
trying to cut us though
Yeah.
here pretty soon.
Well,
are
listen,
we doing,
yeah,
are you doing the outro? Do the outro, bro.
I have an event I have to be to, but listen, Mike and Fernando, it was so I was so pleased to meet you guys at that event,
Likewise.
and and Brandon set it up, but I'm totally excited for your success
And to see where it goes together. Let's do some business.
Yeah.
with this, boys.
Wow.
Let's do
Yeah,
some
I
of-
feel like-
Yeah,
some
and
events.
anybody out there that is struggling or needs help with sales and real estate, we're happy to help.
How do people
How
get
do
in
they
touch
get
with you
ahold of
guys?
you?
You guys want to drop your...
Sure. Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Mr. Newport, mythosrealestate.com as well.
Yeah, and obviously realestatemixers.com or the handle. My personal is F_Crisantos, CRI Santos. Love to reach out. Love to have you guys reach out, and we can definitely chat and collaborate.
Nice.
You heard it here, guys.
Super
You want to buy an
cool.
$18 million house or a big warehouse or a business, start a candle,
Or a
whatever
gas
you want to
station.
do, call these guys.
Yeah, nice.
Let's do it. All right,
Appreciate
guys.
you guys. Thank
That's
you
a
so
wrap.
much for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Boom.